Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Max. This is Spilled Ink, the live drawing show with Comix Wellspring, where we're spilling ink and spilling some tea. I'm hosting the show today. Brandon is conveniently ditching me, so I now, as Anton said, I hold all the power. Um, we have Saboteur Comics, also known as Charlie. We've got
Hello.
Rogue. We've got Anton, who were on last week, and then we've got Carl, who should be popping in just a second. But yeah, what's everybody working on today?
Got a new kind of one-off comic that I am trying to finish up in this next week or so for a comics reading here in Austin in a couple of weeks.
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
Looking awesome. And then Carl, I see you're backstage, so just give me a thumbs up when you're ready. But no worries. Okay. What's we got Carl, also known as Rat Race Comics.
There he is.
Yes. Oh, bring it up. And Ro, did you finish that piece that you were doing for Anton, that commission? I think.
Well, it was for
Oh no, it was for
Aaron. It was for Aaron.
Yeah, Aaron, that's right.
Let me find it. I need a bigger desk space. Pen.
Yeah, I feel that. Although half of mine is just a mess of pens, so.
Yeah, this is it finished.
Oh, that looks great.
So this one, he asked for an 11 by 14, I think, or 11 by 17. I can't remember. But, so this is 50%. Oh.
That's nice.
Yeah, we got a spotlight, dude.
No pressure.
I love that whatever that like white texture is, but especially like down by the knee or just around Wesley in general to like outline him.
Yeah, it's honestly just a bunch of parallel lines. Like that's it. Yeah. But from far back it does look like a tone, so.
But what about the white outline around like Wesley?
Oh, so I kind of went to the background and then I used this it's like a screen tone tool.
Cool.
And so I just kind of lightly erased it away around them because that's usually what they do in manga to
it's a
more
cool texture. I like it.
Yeah. So I just went in with white and erased it with the screen tone.
Yep.
I just went around like that.
Yeah, it looks great.
I'm continuing that one page that I wrote last week. It's for the Apollo City, This Comic Kills Fascists 2, which submissions are still open for that. If you want to do that. But yeah, so we're going to be doing lots of lettering today.
Nice. I'm just working on a page for my little horror comic that I'm behind on again, so I'm just penciling away.
So tell me more about your horror comic, actually.
Just kind of like an idea. Not really a pitch, but there's like the whole idea is just basically where I was trying to think of something to do or complete a book. And since I'm really into horror movies, I was like, well, let me just do a little horror book real fast and make it with like a mixture of Silence of the Lambs and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, basically.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. Just a little mix of that and just ramping more horror driven as the story goes on. So we'll see how it goes.
I feel like indie and horror have like such a good blend, you know? Like there's so many really good indie horror books that like I think a lot of mainstream horror just doesn't like quite hit the same way. Or sometimes it's like it'll be like a lot more action focused for whatever reason.
Right.
Which is probably just because it's like mainly superhero artists working on a book. Do you guys have a favorite indie, or not necessarily indie, but a favorite horror comic?
I don't. No.
That's a good question.
Yeah, I don't. I like comics with like horror elements, but I'm not sure that I have one in particular that's just straight horror.
Sure.
But I really like, comics and stuff where they put kind of a creepy occultness to it.
Oh yeah.
I think maybe for me it'd be The Enigma of Amagira Fault by Junji Ito.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
It's it's a one-off thing, but it's one of the most impactful comic stories I think I've ever read.
yeah.
It's so
almost
intense.
almost all of Junji Ito's stuff. I mean, he's a master at what he does.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, let's see.
Oh, we got some.
Go ahead. There we go. I think we're good there. Yeah, I just read Witches for the first time. Which is, it's Jock, and it.
Right. Yeah.
I don't remember who the writer is, but that was pretty good. I mean, that was kind of an older one, but that one was really big when it came out.
I picked up a book I just remembered from Heroes, and I'm halfway through it so far, but it's this one, Shadow Hills by Strongford.
Oh, cool.
And it's just basic. It's basically about like a small town that gets infected by like this oil demon, and people get covered in the oil and they can't wash it off, and they eventually die and suffocate.
Well, yeah, I would call that a horror book.
Yeah.
Does anybody remember one that came out by, I think it was Massive that put it out. It was like Pink Elephant, I think.
I don't know that one.
Oh, yeah.
I just liked it a lot because it had a really interesting format to it also. It looked really good.
To look into it, yeah. Apparently Brandon's coming in to peep.
Oh, yep, there he is. I missed you all. It might not even be Brandon. It might be freaking Hobby, because I think Brandon's supposed to be driving right now.
Yeah.
But they're together, trucking along.
Yeah.
We got Maya Chili Fries. Howdy, y'all.
Hey, Maya.
We got Kev. Looks rad. What's up, Ian? Happy to have you here.
Ian.
Ian.
And then we got classic or current horror, which is a great question. And I don't know, man. I think you have to pull from both, because there's some great classics like Alien, you know. Yeah, but what some modern artists and filmmakers and stuff are able to do with horror is pretty crazy.
I still fall back on the classic. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. Yeah, it's so hard. Like, I don't know. I'm excited to see where horror goes, because there's just so many horror fanatics that are inspired by the classics, and so it's like, you know, I think it's exciting to see where it goes from there. Not my dog this week. We all got one. My dog is asleep under my desk right now. So.
Oh, man.
So I have this show in about a month, and I put in like a really big sticker order, and it sucks because I don't want to be selling stickers all the time, but especially since they're only like $5 a pop.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I tell myself, okay, once these stickers are gonna run out, like I'm just not gonna buy them again. But then I'm like, oh, but they're such a good, they're such a good, option. So, and they're original stickers, like they're not fan art stickers or anything. So at least there's that. I can tell myself, oh, okay, well at least it's not,
Yeah. How big are your stickers that you sell?
They're 3 inches.
Oh, okay.
And they're like a weatherproof vinyl. So
Yeah.
I feel like they're pretty good quality.
Yeah, I mostly like think of like stickers and pins and stuff as just like giveaways for like people who buy books, so sometimes they are a little bit of a sunk cost.
Yeah, so I do, you just reminded me, I did get some stickers that I was supposed to give out at Heroes, but I totally forgot about doing it until like midway Saturday. But if you buy the book, then you get to pick, stickers of like the original characters from the book. But then after I put them out, though, I was pleasantly surprised that there were people who didn't read the book but still wanted the stickers. So
People love stickers, man. That's why. So, we were ordering stickers, and we were super happy to order stickers, but we ended up just transitioning to make our own stickers because it's just so much more affordable, and it is time consuming, but we're able to like not give stickers away, and when we sell stickers, it's even more for us. But yeah, I love our little sticker maker, and the ability even to just like make a few like one-off stickers is great too. And then Ian's talking about Berserk, which is some crazy horror, and yeah, anything Junji Ito.
Oh, yeah.
They're still continuing Berserk, right? Sorry, Anton. They're still continuing Berserk, though, right? Like,
I don't know. I haven't even gotten into it yet. I've seen some of the art and some pages, but I haven't read it yet.
I had wondered.
Oh, go ahead, sir.
Oh, sorry. Go for it.
I was gonna say I never read Berserk, so I don't already know what it's about.
Ian can tell you.
From my understanding, it's like an action horror comic, and it's a little like medieval or like post-apocalyptic in its tones.
Yeah, it's like very like dark fantasy, like grim dark.
Right.
Like it's like if Dark Souls was an anime or I guess a manga, and then Dark Horse had a creepy reboot in the 2000s. I think they're rebooting one of the EC horror titles right now too.
I
love the EC stuff.
They've brought back the whole like EC name. I think I've seen a bunch of EC titles popping up, and it's all like anthology style, but the ones I've seen haven't been like the actual like classic titles. Like it's not Tales from the Crypt or Vault of Horror or any of that stuff, but it is like EC is on the cover, and it's like just similar new kind of things.
Yeah, I didn't know. Oh, you know what? I think I did know that Jason Sean Alexander did a feature because I was looking at some of the original art for it.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
But I never put that together.
Speaking of the original stuff, I just got the Kevin Nolan art book. Or that.
How's that?
It's awesome. I've never like really seen his work up close like that. And it's just so detailed. I'm just like, oh my gosh, how do you do this stuff?
He's a wild man.
Vinnie Warren Johnson has got his art of Kickstarter going right now, which enjoyed the free shout out. but I mean, his art's amazing.
He definitely needed us to shout it out.
Yeah, for sure. Now he's going to get a huge boost on top of the 100,000 that he's already made or more.
Oh yeah, did see that.
But you know what? Like I personally haven't backed it yet, but the price point on those books are actually really good, and they have a soft cover and a hard cover, and I think it's limited to like 2,000. But for that, I think he's selling it for like 45 for the soft cover and 80 for the hard cover, which is like super reasonable, honestly.
Yeah, it's not too shabby at all.
Oh, hey, Aaron's here.
I'm blanking on the title of the book right now. Kev in chat may be able to say we both know the writer, Zach Chapman. He has a couple horror titles, but one of which is in the similar sort of EC anthology style.
Yeah, it's hard to go wrong with a good anthology. Which I think It's a Horror Show anthology is finally going to print here pretty soon. We're getting some last minute orders in from creators, and then going from there. But it's exciting for that to go to print, and that we'll get that out to all the backers for that.
Hell yeah. Yeah, House of Blood, that's it. Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Did I just get booped? I got booped. Hi. Hello. Yes. Okay, hold on. I was trying to share the stream because I realized like I made a story yesterday, but I haven't. So I'm trying to do that. It's funny because I feel like a lot of comic artists still use Facebook, but I think normie people don't anymore.
Yeah, shout out to Kev's own anthology, Liberty Morris, as well. I still need to scoop a copy of that.
Let me see. I can't. Then maybe we can hear Carl.
Sorry, I'm in and out. My phone keeps overheating.
No, all good.
Okay.
I know we're finally getting some sun here. Like, it's been summer for a few months, but it's just been like nonstop rain. And so we're finally able to get some sun out here, and it's been so nice.
Surprisingly, it's been very similar here in Austin, which never happens in the summer. Like, we never get rain, but this time we were getting too much rain.
I'm celebrating in Tucson because it's under 100 today.
Yeah, that's a big achievement for anywhere in southern Arizona this time of year.
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay. everyone is texting me today. Okay.
So in your part of Alaska, do you have like those endless nights or endless days, or how does it work?
We're pretty south, so it's not as extreme. But I mean, it doesn't get dark until like 10:30 at night, really.
Damn.
And then sun is up super early. But in the winter, it's devastating. Like you wake up and go to work and it's pitch black outside, and then you leave work and it's pitch black outside, and it's like, shit, man. It's like, where'd the day go? It sucks. It's bad.
That sounds like Indiana. It's just always dark, gloomy.
We got Steve saying, artists at work, one of my favorite things to watch. Hope y'all are doing well. Hope you're doing well too, Steve. I'm happy you're here. Yeah. Every Thursday, we get a bunch of people in to just hang out and work on comics. There's nothing better than that. And 30 Days of Night, I love 30 Days of Night. Yeah. I mean, I even think the movie is pretty good. But great take on vampires. I think it's one of my favorites for sure.
And one of those types of ideas is like, how did nobody else think of that until then?
Yeah, it's just like human sharks.
Mm-hmm.
Human sharks. Wait, what are we talking about? Sorry.
30 Days of Night, the vampire book.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, it's a classic one.
For sure.
Do you have any good manga recommendations, bro? We just got a new manga shop in our town. Like,
there's one that Anton
yeah
recommended to me, and I'm getting through it not as quick as I'd like it because it's in Japanese and my kanji reading is really bad, so it takes me a little bit longer. But it is one of the easier ones to read in comparison to a lot of the other ones. So so for Japanese, like there's usually like little readings on the side. So if you can't read a kanji, they'll have the little readings. But since the Witch Hat Atelier comic is not geared towards little kids, they don't have that. And so I'm usually watching the ones that are for a younger reader because it's a little, I'm a handicapped reader. So I learned most of my Japanese not by ear. I didn't learn, formally the reading stuff too much. So yeah, but I'm learning a lot of words, so that's good. But the art is amazing.
Gorgeous, yeah. Witch Hat Atelier is one of my favorite books.
Yeah, just the
What's it about?
Oh, Anton can talk about that.
A fantasy world where this girl named Coco becomes a witch, like in training, and it's a very thinly veiled metaphor for like being a creative of some sort. Like the way that they do spells is all through like specific mixtures of like sigils and things to get the exact sort of thing. So there's literally scenes where she's like, oh, I know I need to like practice and like study these sigils, but I don't want to. I'm bored. It's all of the like classic things of like learning how to do your art.
Right. That sounds pretty good.
But it also like then gets into very deep things of like all of the magic that affects like people, like the human body, or like the mind are outlawed. But then there are like those witches that want to be doing those spells that are like outlaws and doing nefarious underground things, and then like becomes a very central conflict of like even healing is banished because of that law. So like, is this good? So
Crazy.
It's
Yeah, it's hard to go wrong with a good fantasy book.
great. Hmm.
I like too the amount of communication through just the body gestures. Like
Hmm.
I do this talk where I talk about the differences between like manga and American comics and stuff. And American comics tend to use like the whole body and to show, like, to convey, you know, how the person's feeling. Where in a lot of manga, they will use the body in some panels, but most of the time it's just like a bust up thing. You just gotten really good at differentiating the angles of the bust up, so it doesn't seem like it. But yeah, you'll see a lot more whole body expression in American comics, but in which Atelier I've noticed that they'll actually go the extra mile and draw the whole body, which is rare, but then also explains why they qualified as a DC artist. So
Yeah, they it's Kamome Shirahama, the mangaka. She has done some work for DC and I think for Marvel too. So she's kind of student of both sides.
Yeah, I've seen like little images of like some manga superhero titles. You know, like they'll like make Batman into a manga or whatever, and it's always like very interesting to see the changes and like even in storytelling between the American and the manga.
it's definitely like another culture's take on how they view our culture, which I
yeah yeah definitely
which is
on
very
Western culture. We got Jeremy just dropping by to say hello. What's up, man?
Hi, Jeremy.
Jeremy.
Yeah.
Oh,
if
dude.
You want to hop
Jeremy
on
gave me so many books, by the way. I think I have them behind me.
Yeah, speaking of killer Batman books, man. Let's see.
Let me see if I can get them. Hold on.
Cosmos is a good one. Just started. Different take on sci-fi. Have to look into. I picked up Shujin X, which is really good. It's by the same mangaka that did Tokyo Ghoul, I believe. But that one's really cool. It's kind of like a supernatural, sort of like a demon, sort of like a superhero book. It's kind of weird. But it's really cool. Yes, man. Yeah, I've seen some of Jeremy's pages on that. That's so good. And then my partner picked up like a music-based manga, which is cool. Dude, yeah. The Godzilla is awesome.
Oh, yeah, I need to get that Godzilla from Jeremy.
I had them all like mixed around.
Yeah, go follow Jeremy on Instagram, and I'm sure he's got somewhere you can pick up his books.
There. And then I have one from Mizimo to
Oh yeah.
the colorist gifted me a copy, so it's pretty nice of him.
Oh, cool.
Another good current manga is Dai Dark. It's spelled D-A-I for Dai. It's by the same mangaka who did Dorohedoro. And it is wacky as hell. It's like a very darkly comedic, like space necromancy story.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Yeah, most of the stuff I want to do, like I really like Dandadan, but everyone gets really Dandadan has become one of those controversial ones where people get really pissed off about it. They either really like it or they hate it, and so. But I like it. I think the art's amazing. I think the stories about the friendships are great. I have no complaints about it. I mean, yeah, that first chapter could have been not as skeevy, but you know, you
Yeah,
can't
I
really.
saw the first episode, and I loved it, but I was like, this is crazy.
It's crazy.
This
It's
is
great.
wild.
I'm surprised that, you know, I feel like, again, this for younger readers, but they're like really pushing the envelope. It's really weird.
Yeah.
I'm having my first 10 by 10 setup for just my comic.
Mhm.
So I can't bring my print wall of things. I mean, I guess I could make a bunch of illustrations and make a new print wall, but like, I want to do something different. I feel like I've never really went all out on my booth
Just your
stuff.
books.
Just
Yeah.
because I just rather draw rather than working on, like, I don't particularly enjoy trying to design my booth. And if you go online, like, a lot of people love that, and I definitely don't.
It's so hard to get it right. All those people that love it, though, you know, they spend
Yeah.
so much time on their booth to make it look great, which is like totally worth it. But you know, I'm busy drawing.
Yeah.
We end up usually like using like leftover or like thrifted luggage as displays, so that we can like throw all our prints into the luggage,
Oh.
and then we bring it and then plop it down on the table and open it up, and it's pretty much ready to go. But it's cool because it like fits the vibe of our art of like being a little like you know, thrifty and weird and like
Yeah, is that
messy and crusty. Yeah,
the very DIY thing that you guys got?
yeah, exactly.
I couldn't have a backdrop one time when I wanted, you know, like a grid wall or whatever. So I showed up my suitcase, put up the telescopic handle, and then just leaned a big piece of artwork up against it.
Yeah, it's a great idea. I mean, anything you can do to like lift stuff up and get eyes on your work is super
Yeah.
important.
Every convention for me is just a new puzzle to solve. Like, I don't think it ahead of time at all either. I'd rather, like you guys, would rather be drawing.
I think that's the best way, man. Like, it also is, I think, kind of nice with the happy accidents you can get.
Yeah,
For me. But I should probably stop doing that because I'm not the best at it. And having this big of a setup for my first time, like, I'm just like, should probably do something and stop being lazy. But that's usually how I do it. I just kind of see how it goes, and I'm like, it will work out. I have this stuff, we'll figure it out, you know?
yeah. I think this year we're doing like a build your own greeting card pack. Usually like I'll pre-pack greeting card sets, but of like all these fish cards that I do. And I think we're gonna like make like a fake fish market display and let people like pick out the fishes that they want to put in their own greeting card pack.
I love that.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about it because like I don't want like people to get confused or like intimidated. Like I noticed that like a lot of the time people are afraid to like touch stuff, and so like you really have to push them to be like, no, like touch it, pick it up, please, like interact with it.
Touch it.
And so, but I think it's fun. And then the other thing too is some people just like want to like move quick, and so if you present them with like 2 to 3 options, it's a lot easier for them to like pick one than to like have 12 different options that they have to choose and force them to choose that 5 times or whatever. Some people just want to grab a set and go, but it'll be a good experiment, and we can always change it, you know, on the fly the day of if it's not working. So
Yeah, I might make a vending machine display for my stickers.
oh yeah, that would be awesome. I love I've seen a lot of really cool like self-serve displays or like gotchas or for stickers or little stuff.
Noodle shop, I saw that for manga.
That's cool.
I don't know how well it would work with given the size of a typical convention table, but for the fish market thing, it would be real funny if you could find a way to between the two of you just start throwing them as if you're at the like Boston
I
fish
know.
market.
If I cut some out and like attached it to some cardboard or something, do it.
Get some bus cans full of fake ice.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what we're gonna do. We're gonna like take like cellophane and like styrofoam and stuff, put it all on the bottom, and we might hang some fishes up too, off because it is a 10 by 10 area, and we have a canopy, like a little like tent canopy thing, so we can hang stuff off it.
Oh yeah, that'll be really good.
Yeah, it'll be fun, but I gotta dedicate some time to it. Instead of this morning, I went out and tried to go catch a fish instead of working on our stuff. So, which was fun. There was like some huge king salmon flipping in the water, but all the pro fisher guys were already over there catching them like crazy.
Check this guy out. Found it at a thrift store.
Oh,
Whoa!
a little piranha, right?
They're probably
Oh
sick.
man!
Yeah, they've
I'm
got.
so jealous of that. Where would I put it though?
I think it's like a related species. I think they're called like pacus, but
No,
they're
that's an actual piranha. Pacus don't have teeth; they just have the bony ridges.
yeah, and they.
Worked at a pet store. That was my first job ever.
Oh, cool. Yeah, the pacus are vegetarian, but they look a lot like piranhas, but they have like those like flat ridges to crack open nuts and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, they look like the red belly piranhas. That one I just showed you, I think, was a black piranha, which is like the biggest, meanest.
Yeah.
We had one at the store, and it was a big pain. He would butt his head on the glass trying to bite people.
Jeez.
Oh, whoa.
Red belly piranhas, you could stick your hand in the tank and they just run away. But
Yeah.
that one, like when someone finally bought him and we had to bag him up, it took 3 attempts. We had to triple bag him and we had to stuff him in a cardboard box. Close it as fast as we could because that's the only time he would stop biting is when it went dark.
Lunar Retro says, "I am here." And Steve, he's talking about, I believe they are the same family of fish.
Hello.
Of course, as soon as I have control of the show, I'm steering the conversation towards fishes.
No, I'm actually really crazy about fish. I don't have any fish, but I used to have a bunch of fish tanks and like fish bowls and stuff in nano tanks when I was a kid. And I know that I just cannot commit to that responsibility now. So I just, in my free time, watch a bunch of other people's videos on nano tanks. And I think it was like 3 days ago, my kid was watching me kind of put in like the search, in the search bar. And I typed in like Garami's mating, and she's like, "Mom, what are you looking up?"
Oh my god!
No, is it they squeeze out the egg? And she's like, "You know what? Never mind."
That's so funny.
Yeah, just looking up fish porn. It's fine.
Fish are weird, man. I don't get it. We were talking the other day about jellyfish, and it's like I don't understand, like, one, how they exist, or two, why they exist. Because it's just like a bag of like liquid goop with no brain or lungs or heart or anything, and it just like floats around as a bundle of nerve goop reacting to its environment. You know, it's so weird.
It's a bundle of joy in the ocean.
Yeah. Exactly.
Turtle food.
They look cool on it though.
Yeah.
They're just there to make us question why we're here on this earth.
Yeah. Right. They're the aliens.
I like when folks have pet sea animals that aren't fish, like crabs and shrimp and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's some really cool shrimp and prawn and stuff.
I was just watching a video before we got on of like a guy had a squid, little baby squid, and he was like sticking his finger in the tank to like get the tentacles to come out. It was really cute.
I've seen one somebody, it could be the same guy maybe, doing that same kind of thing.
He has like a little white squid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Squid are so smart, man.
Oh, totally.
So I've been trying to downsize on plushies because I have too many plushies, but I really can't let go of this one.
Oh.
Because it is a squid.
That's cute.
I don't know. But I keep thinking about, like, you know, if there was a kid out there or anybody that would appreciate it, I'd give it to them. But part of me worries, like, what if they mess it up? You guys ever go through that? Like when you're letting go of things? Like, you know, do you ever wonder, like, okay, I don't have space for this. I could give it away. And yeah, I'm supposed to, like, let go whatever is happening to it. But
Not this one. Yeah. Sometimes there's just special ones, you know? Nothing wrong with that.
Did yours have a pirate eye? Like a little patch?
yeah. So it was like a mascot for one of the conventions I went to, and so they were selling a limited amount of these, but I think it's supposed to go like this. Sorry.
Yeah, okay. I thought the X was something. Nice.
You can get a lot of prehistoric fish fossils here. There's a big gem and mineral show every year. They're surprisingly cheap.
Wild.
Most of Arizona was underwater at some point, right?
Yeah, like the Canyon. I got this.
Whoa. Holy shit.
Oh, isn't that like those crab things?
Yeah. I mean, I've honestly, like, I've paid more for comic books than I paid for that.
Horseshoe crab.
Yeah, no crabs. Gone are the days we could go on the beach and just play with crabs. Every beach has like red tide and stuff now, so you're supposed to touch that stuff. But that's how I spent a lot of my childhood. I think back then there was like a limit on how much crabs you could get when you're crabbing, and so they'd bring the kids just so they could bring more crabs home. But then they made us wear like this big. When I say they, like the adults made us wear these big ass jackets with big pockets. And they put the crabs in the pockets. And when the guy's like counting the buckets, they're like moving in our big jackets, and we're trying to act like that we don't have 4 crabs in our pockets, you know?
Oh, I'm just itchy. Don't worry, that's just me.
Yeah.
Did you Did you have those fun like hermit crab guys that you could like collect and take their shells?
No, so we were never allowed to like keep them as pets or anything. It's just for eating. I've probably
Gotcha.
eaten like way more crabs than anybody should in their lifetime, to be honest. But yeah, I feel like it was around like the late 90s once they started to close down the crabbing beaches, saying that like they weren't no longer safe to consume. So
Oh, really?
that part was sad. Sad. Something is bothering me with this. Okay, I think I fixed it. Feet are always still a weird, like I feel like I'm still learning about feet.
Yeah, they're tricky because they can bend like hands, you know, sometimes, but yeah, they've got a weird structure to them. And we don't look at feet as much as we look at our hands. So it's a little less intuitive.
So are you dropping down the letters before you put down the actual art inside the panel? Or
Yeah.
I can't see the, okay.
Yeah, so actually my camera's not on what I'm working on right now, but yeah, I do all of the text and letters first, so I know how much room I have for the art.
Oh, okay.
And then I'll draw the art. And then I also start with inking the letters and the panel borders before moving on to the art. So, yeah. And I always do all my letters traditionally now.
Right. That's interesting.
Yeah, that way I don't draw like a pretty picture and then realize like, oh, I have to cover up all of this with like letters.
So are you using an Ames guide and all that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Yep. There's my Ames guide.
Yeah, I'm so old. Like that was actually a class for me. Lettering, we had to do that. We even had a paste up a mechanicals class where we literally had to like cut everything out with an X-Acto knife and spray glue it down and rubber cement.
Oh, yeah. I did that too.
Terrible.
Did you have to take a picture of it afterward, like on a big board or something?
It had to be, some of them even had to be stripped, like ready for the dark room.
Oh, right. I forgot that. The film?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy what some of those guys would do for like color separations.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Transparencies and like,
Yeah.
there's some nutty stuff.
Those are all the entry level jobs though when you first got out of art school.
Yeah, just doing color seps and stuff.
I used
And
to work
now
at a
it's-
press. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's cool. Now it's like just you just throw a bucket tool in there and call it a day.
I used to work at a small press in Texas, and I used to always be very curious about what the guys did in the film room because they're always separating the colors and all those film strips that they would try to paste down. And I didn't really know what they did, but it was kind of interesting.
Were you working on like offset presses or
Yeah, I was
what?
on offset. Yeah, I was
That's
offset.
awesome. I almost bought an offset press.
I still want to.
Yeah, there's one at the newspaper here that's just been sitting around, and it's just a little one color. And
Heidelberg.
it wasn't a Heidelberg. It was a different. it was a different make. But
Nice.
I don't know enough to be able to like buy one, let alone like have the space for it and operate it and maintain it.
Right.
So I ended up backing out, but I still want it. In my dream world, it's in my studio right now, and I'm just printing
Right.
the shit comics.
Look it up. Like a copy machine, like a repeater. What do you call those?
The photograph?
Yeah, there you go.
Or like a risograph, a duplicator.
Right, duplicator. There you go.
Yeah, so yeah, the Rizzo duplicators are like the way to go. I was looking into getting one of those too, because the place that I work for is like a licensed dealer of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it's just not in my budget. I wish though, but they're
Yeah, I don't know what they cost, but I just saw one, or just a duplicator for like $900 from some office. So I was like, ooh.
That's a steal. I mean, any of the like old school Rizzo duplicators are really pretty. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do. But it depends, you know. Some of them
Right.
are super beat up and broken down and have like
Yeah.
ton of master copies, and then it's like that thing's not got a long lifespan.
That's what I mean. It says that they're like 3 to 5 years of like wear and tear, then they're done.
Yeah, well, and then you just have to like replace parts, you know. So if you can know and or can learn how to maintain a risograph, they can operate for years and years and years.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Whew. All right. To remember how I'm doing this. It's been a while since I drew this one. Jesus Christ. Okay. Is there...
You can do it, Ro. Let it flow through you.
Yeah. As I get older, I have less and less of those times where I'm drawing and I feel like, you know, I'm in the zone. And so now it's like I can't rely on that kind of adrenaline anymore.
It's like a fight every time.
Jesus. Okay. Well, okay. You guys can't hear the clicks of my...
No.
Okay, good. There's a lot of clicks there.
I can hear it.
Oh, you can hear it.
I can't hear anything. I worked around aircraft for 25 years.
Yeah, that'll give you some tinnitus.
Yeah, and then at night I go to punk rock concerts. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't really hear F and S sounds very well. And I feel bad because I always have to tell people to repeat themselves, and it always looks like that, you know, or my fear is that it always looks like I'm not listening or whatever. But also, as a result of me being too close to a speaker, at concerts when I was younger, thinking like I'm gonna live forever, but like no.
Oh yeah.
Aaron says that he has a stuffed dog that his childhood dog chewed the face off of, and his mom sewed a new face onto it. So now that's his fuel for a future comic project. Yeah.
Oh,
Right there.
Yeah. That's definitely some sort of haunted artifact. Or,
Oh yeah, that's a great horror
oddly
story.
sweet.
yeah.
How does everybody know each other here?
Mostly from doing this show, honestly.
Okay.
But I started working with Brandon,
Hmm.
who does Apollo City and
Right.
worked for Comix Wellspring and stuff. But I met him through doing the Punk Anthology, which is the
Mhm.
first anthology they put out. And then we met at San Diego Comic-Con in person for the first time. But I've just been working with him since, and we just care about the community and want to talk to more people. Met Carl online and talked to him more through Nate Price, who we're both working on books for.
Yeah.
I don't know where Brandon met you guys, but Ro and Anton, but probably just through the Cosmic Lion community and Heroes Con and all that stuff.
Yeah, it was. I think he met a lot of us at IC3 last year, and then, funny enough, I was at IC3 last year, but didn't meet him. I remember seeing him around, and it was actually because I'm friends with Eric Allred, also of Apollo City, because he's in Austin as well. That I finally met Brandon on a live stream for Eric's comic Outer Space that Brandon and I both happen to be on.
Cool.
But Ro and I have met during lockdown when both of us were contributing to image grand design.
And then we met in person for the first time last year in Connecticut.
Yeah, despite living less than 50 miles away from each other.
Yeah.
For all of those years.
Was it a case of the classic comic shut-in, or was it just, it happened to be that way?
I think it was, at least for me, I would often just kind of forget that she was in the same town as me. And we often, for a long time, would miss each other in the Zoom hangouts. If she was on one, I didn't happen to be there. If I happened to be there, she often wasn't there. It was just only occasionally would we run into each other online. So it's really only much more recently that we've become good pals.
I don't know. I feel like that's kind of how it happens,
Mm-hmm.
You meet people online and work with them forever, and then it takes 10 years to meet people.
Sometimes, yeah.
ASCAF was a great place to meet people other It was kind of our little IC3 for Arizona. But it wasn't a moneymaker at all.
Oh, yeah?
Or to do it again. Yeah, Kevin Eastman came in and took all the money.
Oh.
It's not cool to complain about him. I know he was very nice about it, but he just showed up and doing the autograph thing.
How funny.
Do you guys find it a little difficult to explain to people what you actually do for a living? Yesterday I went to My friend dragged me out because she's like, "You're indoors all the time," and we touched some grass, met some real life people, and it's always weird, when they're like, "So what do you do in your free time?" And I'm like,
Yeah, no, I definitely get you. It's like if I say I do comics, oftentimes people either interpret that as like newspaper funnies or like as superhero comics, which I do neither.
Yeah.
Right.
And they also are like, well, isn't that just like for kids? And I'm like, no, it's not. And then if I say like I'm an artist, then they assume that like I do like oil painting, and stuff like that. I'm like, no. And so it's a whole nightmare. I mean, I don't even know how to explain it, right? It's like I push around a pencil for hire for any idea that I think is interesting and pays well, And then I also do my own stuff. But like it explaining the job of a freelance artist is crazy because it's not just drawings.
And you can hear yourself talk, and you know how it sounds, and you're like, "Oh God, they think I live in my parents' basement."
Yeah. People are like, "You make money that way?" I'm like, "Yeah." Pretty fun.
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely not at the part where I'm, making a ton of money, but I'm sustainable for right now.
I mean, that's more than what a lot of people get. You know what I mean? Like, it's a great opportunity. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I have to start working on actually making money. I just did whatever I wanted to do. Now I've got to concentrate on making money. And I don't like it.
No, because the making money part involves business knowledge and social media and marketing.
A lot of drawing what you don't want to draw, but someone else wants you to draw.
Yeah, so it's tricky.
Contracts.
Yeah.
Figuring out what to add so you don't get screwed over too.
Comparing yourself to other people and like it's a nightmare. Well, as soon as money gets involved, it's a nightmare. But it's to some extent it's worth it. To other extents, I just want to get paid to sit in my room and draw.
Right.
Which is, you'll get there eventually, maybe if you're lucky and if you do it enough.
Mm-hmm.
Is everybody pretty much working artists now?
I have two other jobs, so
right.
I work one job 2 days a week and another job 2 days a week, and then I do this.
That's a tricky question for me. I'm a federal employee, but I'm on administrative leave right now. And then October 1st, I'll be early retired. So that's why I'm thinking so much about money, because the retirement pay won't be quite enough to live off of.
Right.
So, like, I need to make money doing this, but I don't need to make a lot of money. We'll see how it plays out. I don't know.
Yeah, well, the other thing to think about too is that, like, everybody's like, oh, I want to be Todd McFarlane, right? And have like multiple multi-million-dollar companies, but you don't need that to like live comfortably as an artist, right? No. A lot of it's just like getting enough of a fan base, right? And you have 100 true fans that continually buy your stuff. I mean, that's almost enough to live off of, It's all about those like true fans and building your own niche community that cares about what you do. And that'll carry you so much farther than having 1 million followers on Instagram that don't care about what you do at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And plus, you have like a little fishing hole that you can, so you don't have to worry about food as much.
Yeah. That's how people live out here, dude. Like, people have multiple chest freezers in the summer. They just fish all summer and then feed themselves through the winter. It's pretty crazy.
That's great, though.
It is great. Yeah. And there's like foraging too, so there's all sorts of berries and mushrooms and stuff that people go out and collect and cook with. So it's pretty cool.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask you. Do you have to worry about the bears right now?
Oh yeah. So like, we have a bear that lives in our backyard.
Oh, great.
And every night the dogs are freaking out, and every night walks over to the trash can and sniffs it, and then maybe once a week it decides, yeah, I want what's in the trash, and then throws up in the trash can and spews trash all over the street.
And you can't do anything about it.
Yeah. It doesn't matter how much you ratchet it. It doesn't matter how much you try and bear proof it. The bear will get what it wants. And they get brave around this time of year. So it doesn't matter if you're out, they'll just be sniffing around and walk right up to you or do whatever, So we ended up keeping the trash can inside our garage now.
Yeah.
If it's outside, it's getting destroyed.
You don't find them to be like scary to be like around or anything?
Yeah, they're terrifying to be around. It's a giant, hairy monster with very sharp teeth, hands as big as your face, and it's not scared of you. And it's hungry. So
Right.
Yeah, they're scary. Yeah.
We just have coyotes here. Well, didn't say that. We have rattlesnakes too.
You got a lot of stuff in Arizona that'll get you.
Yeah.
That valley fever, that's the scary stuff.
Well, that's if you're a shut-in, you don't get that.
Yeah, exactly.
I caught my dog fighting so many weird things. My chihuahua, like there's a 7.5-legged tarantula out in the wash now. So I have a wrestling match with it.
Not to mention the javelina that'll just charge you and destroy your hands.
Yeah, we have to protect our garbage from now, and that's way easier than protecting it from a bear, though. I think there's been a lot of weird stuff in my yard. Bobcats. The Gila monster was the coolest thing. That was the one thing my dog knew to leave alone.
Yeah, no kidding.
Okay, now I can put clothes on them. Okay. This takes me a long time to come up with like a composition.
That's the nice part about digital, though, is the ability to just change the composition super easy. But it does take a lot of fiddling around to figure it out.
It took me so long to figure out the poses and composition I did for Pin Up for Rose book last year.
Yeah, that was a crazy pose. Those are crazy poses.
It was well worth it, but it was so much to figure out.
Bro, how do you like the Clip Studio paint?
I love it. I prefer it over Adobe. And I'm glad that I don't have to worry about any of whatever I'm drawing in there. None of the information goes on any AI thing.
Oh yeah.
But I just feel like it's a lot more tablet friendly compatible. But I'm sure those issues that I started having probably in 2016, 15, like those are probably resolved when you use Adobe Illustration. But I started out using Adobe first, and then I got Clip Studio in 2017. And I just feel like since then I haven't really looked back. So specifically for comics, it's really helpful. There are a lot of tools that I should be utilizing that I don't. And I do everything like as if it's an old school way of doing it still. And I probably shouldn't do that, but I can't help it. It's just kind of easy to do that. I think that's also what I was looking for. I feel like Adobe was kind of Adobe was like more going towards like, how can we make this a shortcut for you as much as possible? Whereas Clip Studios, if you still want to keep doing everything the traditional way, it's here for you. And so I'm just trying to get faster at what I'm doing right now, so I don't have to worry about always using these shortcuts. I'm already using like this, like it's a little shortcut thing, and it's really helped with my posture and my wrist. I don't have carpal tunnel yet, so I was been thinking
about getting one of those.
Yeah, it's made it really, really fast. So I appreciate it.
I really want to quit using Photoshop.
Affinity is a good option too. It depends on what you use, Photoshop for. But.
So I almost switched to Photoshop Elements, but there was, I can't remember what it was. There was just one thing I needed that they didn't have. I think it was working on the levels or something. Dogs are going on.
Yeah, I left all of the Adobe workflow last year after using Photoshop for like 20 years.
Yeah.
Like 24 years, something like that. So
where I'm at, I'm just really sick of that subscription fee.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's abysmal.
Yeah, Affinity is a one-time purchase.
Oh yeah, that I don't mind.
Yeah, and it's relatively affordable too. Clip Studio is a one-time purchase too, as long as you don't want the updates.
Isn't Clip Studio good for lettering? Because I don't like to do my lettering by hand.
It's great. That's what I use for my lettering. It's great. The speech bubble tool in that is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Well, Clip was made for manga artists, so it has a lot of features specifically for sequential art.
I mean, most of my drawing I do by hand. But lettering and coloring, I'm doing on the computer. And I do a lot, like I do some effects and I do a lot of contrast adjustments, level changes, stuff like that.
I think for lettering, it's really good. I should just probably, I'm terribly not design minded, so I often have to check with other people if I'm picking the right fonts for things, because I know that I know something looks off, but I can't pinpoint why.
Yeah, they're really two different skills.
I say that as I'm like going to letter for somebody. I'm great at lettering other people's stuff. I am amazing at it for some reason. If it's other people's work, I can letter like a god. But when it's my stuff, I don't know. I can't pinpoint why.
Well, it's like you could be a great editor on somebody else's work, but when it's your own, you might not be a good editor.
You're an editor, I heard.
I am.
Yeah.
Oh,
these days. Which is funny because I never thought I would end up in that position, but here I am.
When did you start being an editor?
This year, in I guess February, March, whenever it was that Eli and I started planning Lion Cosmique.
Give me the best thing and the worst thing about it.
You get to, so the best thing, you get to see a ton of cool work and like, you know, see people's process and, you know, be involved in that process in whatever way is necessary within like that specific, you know, person's way of doing stuff. But then I think the tough part is just wrangling people.
Oh, got you.
Keeping deadlines and not even just like keeping other people to deadlines, but also like making sure that I'm paying attention to the deadline ahead of time, and like I'm not you know, holding anybody else back on something. So it's just all the like kind of moving parts.
The admin part.
Yeah. But it really hasn't been that bad. It's just a new way of kind of dealing with things for me. So in reality, it's okay. I guess the real hard thing actually would be, and it hasn't happened a lot yet, but you know, I've only been doing it for a few months. Since what I'm editing is an anthology, like comics magazine, sometimes you're gonna have to just like decide, well, this strip isn't going to be in this issue. We'll try to get it in the next issue, or you know, just various things happen to sometimes require you to either push something back or reject it, or you know, all that. It never feels good to have to tell somebody that kind of thing.
Yeah, it is tough, but it's part of, right? It's part of the industry, right? You know?
Exactly. Yeah, it's a necessary thing.
Somebody's got to say no so that you either get mad and spend your entire life trying to do better, right? Or you know, whatever it is. But somebody has to tell you no in order to push you to grow. It's how it works, and it's silly and it's dumb, you know. But yeah, and then it feels so good when they finally, you know, say, yeah, you got it. And it's like,
oh yeah, totally.
At least people are nicer about it now when they say no. They didn't used to be.
Yeah,
that was a pretty normal. I don't know how old everyone is, but like in the 90s, that was a pretty normal thing to take your portfolio to a con.
Yeah,
you would just get berated.
Yeah, I heard it a few times on that.
What's the worst thing somebody, or worst criticism someone's given to you? Like, in terms of you agreed with it?
The worst correct criticism?
Yeah.
Or most brutal?
Was learn how to draw.
Oh.
I was like, damn, dude.
Rough.
But I was, you know, 16 at the time, so.
Oh.
That's a long time ago.
I remember hearing you're almost there, like when I was young, and I was like, that's great. And then I kept hearing it and kept hearing it. And then like, oh, no. I remember the best artist in our school showed his stuff to Neil Adams, and he told him to stop masturbating.
Oh, wow.
He didn't mean it literally. It's just he was drawing all this stuff without reference, and he's like, which Neil Adams is very much against. He's like, I know you're having fun, but it doesn't look professional.
Oh shit.
Which
Crazy.
wasn't even true. Like that very summer, Adam Kubert hired him as his assistant. Like,
Oh shit.
but like he went off on him for like 20 minutes. This is Neil Adams too. Like, but then he offered him a job. Like,
That's awesome.
I mean, it wasn't like
sounds about right.
it wasn't penciling or anything. It was just like like erasing.
So if you can take the beating, you can handle the job.
That was the thing. It was always, I guess it was always constructive criticism. It just wasn't, wrapped in any kind of politeness.
Yeah, Neil Adams, notorious for being an asshole.
So do you feel like there's probably something lost, that people don't do that as much anymore?
Yeah. I went back to school when I was in my 40s, and everyone was so nice. They were saying the same criticism, but they were so nice about it. I'm like, man, these kids are going to learn at half the speed.
I tend to agree with that, actually. Because if you aren't honest with people about their level of skill, they are going to spiral and not understand why they're not getting work. You know what I mean? And it sucks and it's tough. But when I was in college, there was a lot of kids that just wouldn't do the work and wouldn't put in the time, and then they put their stuff up and nobody critiques it or really says anything. They're just like, yeah, it's good. And so they're going to think oh, I can just do that and we'll be fine and I'll get a job in the arts. It's like, well, I don't know how true that is. And it's again, it's tough because we've all had people who no matter what we do, they're just yeah, that's off, this is messed up, you can't do this, and it feels awful and it freaking sucks. So it's kind of a fine line of encouraging people but also pointing out what they need to work on too. A lot of it depends on the scenario and who you're talking to and just respecting each other's boundaries and knowing what's actually constructive.
Yeah, it's a constant balancing act. It sure is.
Yeah, I've never been the type to give people advice and I think that definitely hurts me in some situations, because then sometimes somebody will have something and I'm like, can you make it, if I'm requesting art from someone and I don't know how to tell them constructively, can you change it? Because I feel like even asking someone to do that is already super mean.
Well, because you've also been on the other side of that, where you spend hours and hours making something and somebody's like, well, actually, could you just change it completely? And you're like, no. No. It's tough. Yeah, I don't know the right way to go about it.
I think sometimes people don't know how much work we're putting into this. Because I've had, I remember at least once I followed a layout exactly. It was just more detail in the drawing. That was the only difference. And then Nate would be just like, well, I don't like this. Like why didn't you say that, when you were looking at the sketch I spent 10 minutes on and not the drawing I spent 18 hours on?
A lot of it's learning too, you know what I mean? Like, you have to learn how to work with somebody else too. Find that
and it gets easier over time the longer you work with someone. Or if it doesn't, you need to find someone else to work with.
Yes. Yeah.
I think too that when people are like very brutal and very mean to you sometimes about your work, it can make you like look in a way from a different perspective at times. But either you, I don't know how you say it, but like either you can like take it and try to be better, or you just give up. And I think that when I was like that young, I gave up for a while until I was like, well, I'm gonna try again, and then just try to see what I was talking about, why he thought this way or whatever. But yeah, I don't know, maybe better and stronger at taking criticism.
Yeah, you shouldn't be putting someone on the defensive though, because like we said, it is a skill and we don't all have it. But like I've seen guys like Joe Kubert just tear someone apart.
Oh yeah.
But in a really polite way, like you walked away like, okay, I'm not good, but I know what I need to do now to get good.
For sure.
Yeah, because it is about how you react to that criticism. And sometimes people are just trying to be mean to get you to react, So
right.
To some extent, you have to evaluate the critique, right? And say like, this is just this person being mean, or this person doesn't know what they're talking about. And sometimes they do know what they're talking about and you don't know what you're talking about. So a lot of it's evaluating and figuring out what actually is like a reasonable critique for you to take and work on.
So what you're saying is it requires a crap ton of self-awareness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See.
Which you don't get from being in your studio by yourself all day.
Yeah, William Ibanez says, my best friend today is someone who's brutally honest during art critiques in art school, more so than the teachers. Totally hated each other, but at first, but super grateful for the advice. Which, yeah, that's it's someone who's willing to be real with you. You'll bump heads, but you'll get shit done for sure.
Yeah, I think the problem in the 90s is that some people realized they're kind of sociopathic and they realized they had an excuse to be a bully. So it wasn't necessarily that they were saying things that were untrue, but they just chose to be mean because it was fun for them.
Well, there's also a lot of, like, I've heard so many stories of, say, like, Jim Shooter or Neil Adams or, like, Larry Hama, a lot of those guys, like, trying to be like, well, this is tough love, and so I'm going to, like, make you cry, like, with how mean I'm being.
Yeah.
And it's going to toughen you up kind of thing, which is not actually something you should go for.
Yeah, I don't know how it works. I remember my lettering teacher telling us Larry Hama was like his first interview, and he almost punched him in the face. And then he's like, wait, I heard this guy's a black belt. I better not do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, that was always the excuse, but and I think sometimes it was true, but again, I saw people be able to get the same criticism across without being that mean.
Yeah, exactly. There's ways of being brutally honest that is still feels constructive and like you're not attacking them as a person or something,
Yeah.
And that's the fine line.
Well, and the big thing too is that, like, the person really knows what they're talking about if they tell you not just what's wrong but how to fix it. If they don't tell you how to fix it, they're just enjoying, like, beating up on you,
Yeah, I think that's a extremely important part. Is like, for everything that you point out that isn't like right or needs work, is what is the fix? Like, what are ways in which you can try to mediate it and make it better next time?
I got the tough love because these guys who are like semi-retired in their 70s, they could draw everything in their sleep, would throw tracing paper over my drawing that I spent all night on and fix it in like 2 minutes. Like they didn't have to insult me on top of that. Like just watch how easy it was for them to draw it correctly in such a short amount of time was all the toughening up I needed.
Right? Yeah.
I did portfolio review with Sean, Crystal, and Mateo.
Oh, really? How'd that go?
Yeah, it was really good. It was actually very helpful. Like, of course, they're really nice about things, and then like how they put things into perspective for you to like analyze the panels and your weak spots. I really enjoyed that.
And those guys are awesome. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Mateo's work is unreal, and Sean is a great teacher, and so yeah, those two guys looking over your work, I'm sure you'll get some great feedback.
Oh yeah, Mom's in there too, and I was just like, man, I look up to all these guys, and
yeah,
they all just be like, whoa, right,
and they all have their own areas of like expertise and knowledge, and yeah, crazy.
Hope I can get through this whole thing, but my battery's low, and the charger.
Yeah.
Between the program and the charger I'm using, it's making my phone overheat.
Yeah, we're looking at 30 minutes left. So we'll see.
Oh, okay. I should do it.
Lunar Retro says, I actually seek out all critique. I really want to hear the negative stuff. I have enough people around me who like my work enough that they align with my vision too much. I actually need the negative stuff to boost my confidence. It tells me there is something to learn or direction to focus on.
So, Luna Retro is actually a writer that I've consulted with a lot for my comic because he's just amazing at plots and world building and all of that. But man, that's a hard ask because I don't think like in terms of your stories, like I'm not sure that I've ever thought like, dude, I need to tell him this part sucks, you know? So, yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes you need to just like come up. Like I've definitely done that before, where somebody's like trying to give me or like ask me to critique their stuff, and I'll just like throw a few things out there that aren't like really a problem, but are just like either things to think about or alternatives or like whatever, just to let like them figure out the problem, because that's actually what a critique is for, is to just like make them question their own work and think about it from an outside perspective, because it's not up to me to solve their work, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the problems I have with draw-overs, which I like are a great critique method, but if I'm just drawing over a student's work or somebody's work, right, I'm not actually like teaching them anything. I'm just like fixing it, and then they still might not know what the problem is or what they need to work on.
Wow.
Right? So it's always up to the student or the one asking for the critique to solve the problem and to figure out what's actually wrong and to do something about it.
Yeah. Otherwise, you only fix the problem on that one piece.
Yeah.
Dude, this is gonna take me forever to ink, but that's okay. It's okay. You stretch. Oh, I should have got some water. I think that's what I'm gonna do right now. Everybody hydrate. I'll be right back.
Have any of you guys ever taught classes?
No.
I've done a workshop, but that's about it.
Yeah. I tried once. It was horrible.
It's hard.
It was a summer. Well, it was someone else's class, but he invited me in as a guest. It was like a summer camp for teenagers, like a comic book camp. And I thought he was being lazy because he was just sitting there letting them draw. I went around trying to help him, and I was like, wow, they don't want to hear anything.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even finish saying something, and they'd start in with the excuses. I'm like, oh, I don't know how to teach these kids anything without making them mad. I'm just not going to.
Yeah, it's tough.
But I remember what I was like when I was a teenager, and they were no worse than me. Like,
I think Aaron is the teacher, right? Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if he was here, he'd have some great feedback, I'm sure. He'd all put us in our place. Like, no, this is how you do it.
All of you are wrong. I'm usually okay with suggestions and criticism, but I often get a lot of unsolicited ones.
Yeah, which is never great.
But my point is, if it was useful unsolicited advice, I'd be like, you pissed me off, but good point, you know? But a lot of times I just get a lot of like, and it's usually from people who like talk about doing art more than they actually do art.
Right.
They're jabronis.
The jabronis. But yeah, I would, if it's something that I can use, or something that ultimately makes me better, like I'll be okay with it. But
when it's unsolicited too, usually you don't know the person. Like, do they know enough to be saying anything? Like,
no. So like I post a lot of, for example, I'll post a lot of work in progress stuff, and if you see my comic, like there's backgrounds and everything, but often when I post stuff, it will be like this still, and I don't have backgrounds. And so I had someone send me walls of text about how to do backgrounds.
Oh.
And I responded and said, hey, have you checked out my comic? And 40 minutes passed by, and then they respond again being like, I'm sorry, just disregard everything I said. Or it will be like someone who's never read my comic, but they want to tell me about world building for their comic that they haven't drawn yet. Things like that. I think it's also too, like, I do manga, right? And I hate to say it, but I feel like the anime convention crowd are a lot more weird like that, where they'll.
No, we get it in the Western stuff too, for sure. Somebody will just pitch you their superhero story that's just like an exact rip off of whoever else,
Yeah, and then you're like held hostage at your table.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. Or somebody's trying to talk to you about like X-Men number 97, and you're like, dude, I haven't read X-Men and I don't even know how long, And I'm like, I don't know what the heck you're talking about. It's crazy.
Yeah. I think there was one time this woman hung around my table, and it was near the end of the convention. So like, I was working on a commission. I didn't mind the company. She wasn't mean or anything, but she lectured me for 45 minutes about how to do manga classes, specifically the ones that she was taking online, would really help. And I should probably think about it. I'm thinking of making my own manga someday. And then she looked to her right, and she saw it. She was like, "Oh, you have a manga?" I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah, I make them.
Yeah. And she,
literally a fucking professional here.
yeah, she got flustered, and then she goes, "Well, I'm gonna buy it." I was like, "Thank you." And I just felt like, dude, you guilt tripped yourself into buying my comic. I was just sitting here. So,
because you are definitely a captive audience, because you're sitting there trapped at your table. So sometimes you just have to make the situation fun for yourself, and because if they're gonna hang around, they're just gonna hang around. So you might as well make it enjoyable for yourself. But it is pretty funny.
oh, you have this, just like what Michael said, the Luna Retro.
Yeah.
Oh, you have this great idea. What are you doing with it? Why aren't you doing it? He's really good at comebacks. Point where this he's my longtime friend. But I literally keep a notes app, like a notes document just for one-liners that he says. And I keep it in my arsenal whenever I get really mad, but that doesn't really happen very much, so I never get to use them. Ooh, okay. I'm reading what Aaron just said now, 5 minutes ago, saying that he's found if you ask someone if they want to know something, they're more open to feedback and information in terms of giving criticism.
Which makes sense.
Solid move.
Yeah, that's always a hard one. Sometimes I'll ask that because somebody will show me their art and they'll be like, "Can you tell me what's wrong with it?" And I'm like, I need a more specific. And yeah, I'll ask, is there a certain part that you don't like? Especially if they're just a hobbyist artist. It's kind of hard for me to give feedback for people who are just hobbyist artists, because
or just starting. Yeah.
Well, and I think they have a little bit more freedom from scrutiny, and they should, right?
Yeah.
So it's always hard for me because I just end up going, "It looks really great." Like, I'm genuine when I say it, and I'm serious, but I don't know what else to say. Well, even if it's like another professional, I think I probably don't know what to say times 10. So
yeah, well, because you have to it's like what Aaron was saying, right? You have to wait till somebody asks, and then you have to figure out why they're asking that, right? Because if somebody's going to ask you for your input or your advice or your help, there's a reason that they're asking, which is that they're unhappy with something about their work. So yeah. And then Bruce says, "Great looking work this week, everyone. Join along with the show on Thursdays. Kind of my favorite art session." Hell yeah, man.
Aww.
Thanks.
Glad you're here. Glad you're drawing along. That's what it's all about.
I had a teacher gave me one of the best critiques ever. He was one of the best artists we had as a teacher, but he wouldn't critique much at all. And we were like, "What? How do we get information out of this guy?" So I finally showed him a work that was barely more than a thumbnail, and he talked to me for like 20 minutes straight. And I was like, "How come you never said all this before?" And he's like, "Well, I don't like to criticize art that's completely done. Final critiques when we grade, because then I just hurt people's feelings."
Doesn't that mean that they respected you though enough to tell you?
Yeah, I mean, it was as a paid teacher. I mean, he really should have been saying more, but I think about that now because I don't get paid to critique people, and I'm like, yeah, just show me, the work in progress.
Yeah, it's so personal, you know. Everything's different.
I've always had that one teacher in high school that was like, "You shouldn't draw comics. It's not real art."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Once I told my teachers that like I was getting put into a book, they were like, "Oh, okay, you could just do whatever you want." But even like my comic teacher, because like he knew I was very serious about comics, and so he was like, you know, I love comics. I love that you're into it, but like, are you sure that you want to do this? Like, it sucks. Here's all the reasons why, you know, it's hard and difficult. Like, you know, this is what you should expect. And I actually really appreciate that he was, you know, that honest with me about like industry and what things were like and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, there are a lot of art teachers out there that, you know, you take a figure drawing course and then you're like, I want to do comics, and they're like, get out of my class.
I appreciate the art collectors at Heroes.
But there's some great art teachers out there too. It's a mixed bag, just like everything else, you know.
Yeah, I started doing figure drawing when I was in high school, and I brought in a Conan, like John Buscema Conan. And the art teacher came over, was looking through it, and you know, he was about to go off on it, and he's like, "Oh, wow, this guy's really good. Like, he really understands anatomy." And then he was nice to me about it from then on.
Okay.
I don't know what that noise is, but it keeps sounding like Bowser's laugh to me.
Are those watercolors you're coloring with?
Yeah. I usually don't do watercolors. I tend to paint mostly with gouache, but
yeah,
trying to switch it up a little bit for this particular comic.
making a noise. If I don't feed the dogs, they murder me. Go on screaming fit.
What kind of dog?
I think he stepped away.
Okay.
Oh, you can see the dog. What kind of dog is it?
Chihuahua.
Ah!
Oh, buddy, come on. I think he's in pain. I just fed him. He's got a broken tooth.
Oh.
Oh, buddy.
I got an appointment for him, but it's not for a couple weeks.
Poor buddy.
They're cute.
He's a monster. He's really nice. His brother's a monster. Although he's the one that peed on my artwork.
Oh no.
Nice.
Yeah. If you scroll back far enough on my Instagram, you can see me trying to interrogate him, but I can't keep a straight face.
Was it out of spite, or you think he just did it?
No, they're all rescues, so they're not really like housebroken as much as they should be.
I see.
He lived the first 9 months of his life outside.
Oh.
Yeah, he was in rough shape when we got him. He was underfed and covered with ticks.
Ugh.
Dang. I had a friend whose dog used to poop on her laptop out of spite.
Oh yeah. They get mad because you leave them alone too long.
Yeah, because you're not playing with them. So they're just like, it's this thing's fault, and then they poop on it.
That's what they do.
That's really nice.
Let's see if I can finish the panel.
I want to get on the Night of the Chihuahuas book. I think it would be appropriate. My girlfriend's in the Chihuahua Rescue. She's a volunteer. She's on the Animal Cruelty Task Force.
Yeah, you should do something like a nonprofit thing.
Yeah. if we've got a house full of chihuahuas that like no one else will adopt, they're all problem children.
No.
Are they from the States, the Chihuahuas?
Yeah.
All right, guys, I think it's time for me to cook dinner for my family.
Yeah, I think, yeah, it's pretty much time for all of us. So we'll go ahead and, Ro, I'll let you go first so you can dip out if you need to. But
yeah,
you want to pitch your stuff and show
sure.
us what's on today?
Yeah, if you're just tuning in, we're near the end. My name is Ro Higashi. I am drawing some original art for my characters from my series called Half of the Crown. And you can find me on Instagram at ro.higashi. That's HIGASHI. Thanks for watching.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Great. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah. Thank you for letting me come on a second week in a row.
Yeah, absolutely. Hell yeah.
All right. Bye, guys.
So, bye.
Bye.
All right. Anton, you want to go now?
Sure. I've been Anton Blake, Anton W. Blake. I'm working on a new little goofy comic for a comics reading here in Austin on August 6th. If you happen to be in the area around then, go to Alienated Majesty Books that evening. Check out mine and a bunch of other people's stuff. Find me on Instagram at mighty_peculiar, Blue Sky at like Anton W. Blake. Check me out, my Patreon, all that stuff. Find my main book, Zethia Space Witch, at Cosmic Lion Productions, which you can also find Rose book at as well. And that's me.
And Lunar Retro is saying Half of the Crown is on Webtoon as well, so you can go check out Rose stuff there too.
Very cool.
Dope. All right. Charlie, you want to go?
Yeah. So I don't have anything out yet, but I'm working on my little horror comic, the Tommies. You can download a preview through Instagram or through my site. And my Instagram name is just saboteurcomics.
Dope. Yeah, and those blue lines are looking great. It'll be awesome when it's fully inked up. All right, Carl and the Chihuahua in the background. Go for it.
Yeah, okay. So you can find me on Instagram, Rat Race Comics, Race Comics. Working on this book for Pork Chop Express. Should be done at the end of August. This is the page I actually wanted to work on.
Yeah. Hell yeah, man. What size is that? Is that
This 18 by, I did it
18 by 22?
Yeah, 18 by 24.
Got it. Yeah.
I'll have to cut like an inch off the top, I think.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's gonna be a
nice.
double spread. There's a
What a
delay.
spread. All right.
And also, I have the Kickstarter. Concrete Arcanum has got, I think, 2 days left. It's almost funded. It's a huge book. So they're looking for 12,500, and they're almost there. That is like a lot for a Kickstarter. But I have a 4-page story in there that Sarah Cook wrote.
Oh, awesome. Cool. I didn't know you were doing stuff with Sarah. That's great.
Yeah, well, it was end of last year, but it didn't come out until June.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Okay, so everybody go check that out. Check out that Kickstarter and help them cross the finish line with 2 days left. I hope you guys get it, and that's freaking cool.
Yeah, I think there's like over 20 different stories in there. It's a big hardback book.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's dope. All right, and I've been Max Flowers at Art of MF on Instagram, stepping in for Brandon today, and tune in next week, Thursdays, 6:30 Eastern time. Every week we'll be here working on comics. Come work on comics with us. Come get shit done. Come hang out with all of your friends. Go check out Comics Wellspring. They just partnered with Global Comics, and they're providing now a one-stop shop solution for your digital comics to go do print on demand. So that's being ironed out and worked out, and going to be really cool. So make sure you sign up to their newsletter, stay on top of all the new Global Comics Wellspring releases and functions, and cool. Well, thank you guys for hanging out, and
thank you.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.